Hello, this is Mike Winkler. I'm here with one of our intrepid residents, Luis Valdez, and I'm going to do a little talk about curved planar reformats. This is the relevant reference for anybody who's interested in reading the uh, paper that describes it the best. Uh, Chances are is scientist who worked with Dominic Fleischman at Stanford, and this is their publication. A curved planar reformat is a curvilinear visualization of a vessel in 2 dimensions, where originally the vessel was a 3-dimensional structure. And we do it by placing control points throughout the lumen of the vessel and then smoothing that into a line. And then for every tangent along the line moving through 3 dimensional space, we define a plane and stack them for a straightened, completely straightened CPR. And we sample the line from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen for something called a stretched CPR. So the one everyone's most familiar with is stretched CPR. And for the rest of the video, if I say CPR, that's what I'm referring to. I'm going to hand the microphone to Louise as I start working and doing Buttonology. He's just going to hold it up for me. In this advanced client, which is called Intuition, there are many advanced clients. AW is one, Vital Images, Vitria is another, and Siemens Singovia. Doesn't matter, the principle is the same for all of them. But this one's good because it allows me to do a CPR manually. So I've clicked on this blue icon here, which is open this tool panel. And now I'm going to click on this button manual. And I'm going to switch this window, which is called object space, to simply be a plane. And then I'm going to click on F here so that it's oriented with us viewing the patient's data from the feet, which is standard in radiology. In this client, to um, scroll through the data quickly, you hold down the middle mouse button and the right mouse button. So I'm going to move until I find the left main. Now I'm going to hold down the middle mouse button and push the mouse forward, and that magnifies it in this view. Next, I'm going to hold down the Alt key and click on the left main. Here in what is now the coronal window, I'll hold down the middle mouse button and push forward so that the origin of the left coronary is visualized. And then I'm going to hold down Alt and left mouse click at the origin, which will show it up here in what we call the object space window. I'm going to hit X to show the crosshairs here on this window. And then I'm going to, by holding down the left mouse and panning the mouse to the left, I'm exposing in this field of view the origin. Now I'm going to double click with the left mouse button this field, and we're going to vessel lock while we put down control points to create the CPR. So I'm holding down the shift key and left mouse clicking. When I get to where I can't see any more artery, I'm going to hold down the right mouse and pan to put my last control point in the middle of the field of view. And then I'm going to start doing rotations to expose the LAD, and we'll continue. So here, what I'm doing is holding down the left mouse button and pushing the mouse forward and a little bit to the right. And now we'll do some more control points. I'm rolling the middle mouse button to expose more portions of the proximal LAD. Looks like there's the first diagonal. Again, rolling back and forth. Now we're going to pan again. Again, that's holding the right mouse key down. And then we're going to rotate again by holding down the left mouse and pushing the mouse away from us again. So that's exposing more. So we'll go here, center again, and then rotate by holding down the left mouse button and panning the mouse to the right. And we'll just continue in the same manner until we get somewhat distal in the LED. Any questions, Luis?
No, right now it looks good.
Okay, so we'll click Finish. Now this gives us a um, uh, sort of draft CPR, but CPRs are really prone to artifacts. And unless you get the control points exactly within the center of the lumen, those are exacerbated. So we are going to adjust them now. I'm going to click this and put this back to the 3D visualization. And I'm going to hit extract as well. And then hit A for anterior. It didn't do such a great extraction, but that's okay. It's because the control points aren't really in the center line yet. As a shortcut, and this isn't the purpose of this video, switch to segmentation and grow the vessel a little bit just so we have a better roadmap for the completion of this task. That's just to give us a roadmap. Back to the CPR tool. Up here, once you start, if you diverge from the CPR, you have to come back and select the view that you want. These are the two stretched CPRs that are perpendicular to each other, and these are the perpendicular views where the blue and red planes are respectively. Perhaps now is a good time to explain that there's really an infinite number of these CPRs. Most people think it's just you do it and then you have one CPR to rotate through. The reality is that since they're generated based on the orientation of the data in object space, um, if you orient the vessel from inferior to superior, you will get a different CPR, and where you center it, there'll be less artifacts. You just have to right click on this, and then go link to 3D. So now where the blue line is centered for us. Okay, to adjust the line, you hold down Shift and move your control points. You can also add them by while holding down Shift, clicking on the line or anywhere you want. There really are thousands of these control points. Most are hidden. They're along the line at the subvoxel level. And when you make one visible and pull it, you drag all the control points proximal and distal to it, in a gentle curve. That all happens in a computational way in the background. Any questions, Luis?
No, this is a pretty amazing tool.
So here I'm doing adjustments, again, holding down the Shift key and then left mouse hold to move the points. Now, here we have a misregistration artifact. That's from two slabs not lining up in the data set. What I'm going to do is place a control point right at the overlap in both views with the hope of minimizing the artifact later. It's important to know that it's there. At branch points, it's important to do control points at smaller intervals. Another way of adjusting the control points is to switch to the straightened CPR view, which we mentioned early on. Now, if we uh, here at the bottom where these little blue things are, left click to turn them off, we'll see a dot in the center. And at any point, if you hold down the left mouse key and then left click, you can move that dot to the center of the vessel. And that will improve it anywhere you are in the CPR line. So I clicked here, for example, and that moved us to this position. If I hold down the shift key and left mouse hold and pull, that corrects our view here. I'm going to click here and then adjust again. And as you can see, we are able to um, quickly um, fix the CPR line. Now here where it doesn't look centered, I'll click and then recenter. So in that way, you can slowly fix it. I'm going to switch back to the stretched version now. So in this particular um, patient, there was a subtle amount of plaque um, just near the origin of the first diagonal here, right there. Do you see that? Let's click and turn these two things on again. And then click, oh, we need to turn that one on too. And then just click here. Where did our little crosshairs go? There we go. So here, this red plane represents this little field here. Oops. Here, we'll switch back to this. You can perhaps, if we window and level extremely, see that there's fat, and then here there's some thickening of the adventitia and a little bit of stenosis. Notice that we're positioned exactly in longitudinal orientation here. This doesn't look bad. I always have an urge to fix bad visualization. So that's it in a nutshell. That's how you use this tool to find stenoses and then visualize them. By hitting C here, we can capture an image, and it can tell the percentage. So, for example, here, and we'll adjust this one a tiny bit. You can see here, and then we'll roll this back. You can see the difference. This is a 34 percent minimum versus maximum area reduction. Now, we don't use that really very much in CT. We're doing area-based average more often. So here under options, we're going to, it's not allowing me to fix it. Simple. Perhaps this will now allow us to do it. Yeah. So there's the area-based average diameter, which we prefer in cardiac CT. And there it's 15%. We had called this CAD RADS 1, which is anything from 1% to 24% area-based cross-sectional diameter reduction.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, this is just a preview, but you can also do plaque analysis here. And we'll change the color map here to a different template. It's getting a little bit sluggish. We could play with this all day. It's just a preview of things to come. But that's CPR in a nutshell. Any questions?
No, that was pretty incredible.
All right.
That was
We're going to sign off.